Good evening. This is Peter at the Burkle Farm. Just picking up some fence right now. You can see it to create another paddock as the animals head up the hill. You can see the cattle are off doing their thing, and this is where they were yesterday. And I thought I would take a minute and talk about timing, grazing, and management is more than just rotation. As you can see, this field has what I would call too many legumes. I would say it's probably 60, maybe 70% in some places, alfalfa and clover. It was planted before we bought this as a pure stand hayfield of alfalfa. And I've been slowly kind of working to convert it and do it without having to like bring in a poison and kill it off. And it's been working. So I would say probably in the better parts, it's 60-40 grass to legume now. I'm trying to let the alfalfa stand kind of thin out as it will on its own and bring in red clover and white clover and a little trefoil. But then really let the grass come forward. So each year I've taken, and put, this is probably an 8 or 9 acre, 8-acre field, something like that. But maybe it's more like 7 acres. And just put, 25, 50 pounds of perennial rye or orchard grass or some sort of grass mix on this field both falls, and I'm going to do it this year. But the other thing that I read about, and I'm trying to time it out, is coming in and grazing it hard right before the killing frost. And we're not quite at the killing frost. Tonight we're supposed to have a frost. It's supposed to get down to 30 degrees tonight. You can hear the guard dogs. They are way over there through the trees and through that next field, but they're still barking. Anyway, so this is part of my management, is just timing this field to come into my rotation right when the killing frost is, because that will allow the grass next year to express itself and move itself forward over this alfalfa stand, which can be pretty thick. I mean, the animals are liking it, and I'm making sure to be moving them, in the, I would call it early evening right now, when the bricks content is going to be the highest and the risk of bloat is lowest. And that's been working out so far. We did that one ewe, my oldest one, my first one I ever bought. She was seven, 6 or 7, something like that. She finally passed. And I did wonder if the bloat was a contributing factor, but she'd been struggling all year, so I don't know what tipped her over, but we had to, bury her, which is a shame. I was kind of planning on trying to get a ram lamb as a replacement and culling her out next year, but that didn't quite work out. But so yeah, it's a beautiful fall. It's definitely fall. I mean, if you look at the trees, look at that. That's what I get to look out of my window every day and see. You can just see up there, there's Ann's greenhouse, and our house is just right here. So it's just the colors of the fall are expressing themselves before we head into winter. And I'll probably get maybe one more light graze over this. You can see there's a good amount of trample on the ground, which is what we want. We want this all laid over and protecting the earth. And this is our second year on this farm, and I will tell you what, I didn't know if I'd believe it, but I finally started seeing dung beetles and spider webs everywhere in the morning. And to me, that is all just a sign of vibrancy and life, if nothing else. But yeah, I'm gonna be probably taking another update on the new field and farm this weekend. We're going to come in and hit it one more time and frost seed it probably in 2 or 3 weeks. and we'll just kind of keep that progression on what we're doing moving forward. And other than that, I'm going to be fencing like a dog until the ground freezes, trying to get at least the corners and braces in. And you know, we'll see how that goes. But anyway, well, I gotta get these animals moved. They're kind of hovering, waiting for me. But everyone is in really, really great condition. I kind of took a look through the wethers that are going to slaughter in about, well, it'd be right at the beginning of December, and I think they're on course to hit a nice 100-pound weight on grass alone. And you know, I was talking to a customer of mine that goes to our church, and he was saying that you know, he was going to ask to buy more lambs from us, because he finally got around to eating the lambs from last year as he's raising new ones this year. And he said it's the best tasting lamb he ever had. And I do think that just, if you can avoid grain and sheep, it seems like they taste a lot better, you know. So yeah, he's got a nice herd of cattle, so it's a good synergy to sell him some lambs. And you know, if we need to, we can bring in some, you know, maybe buy some cattle from him or something like that. But yeah, I think I'm gonna just end the video here, and I'm gonna sit out and read a book and enjoy the weather for a little while, and maybe have a fire tonight, and kind of soak in this Minnesota fall weather, which is the best time of the year here. There's hands down. And just really enjoy it, because I know what's coming our way. All right. Well, I hope you all have a good evening. Goodbye.